Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaylee. And today I wanted to talk about the 24 books that I want to read in 2024. I have been seeing this all over Instagram. I saw a couple people do this on their YouTube channels, and so I thought I would give it a try. One of my goals for this year is to get through my physical TBR. So the majority of these books are in my physical TBR. There's some that have not come out yet that are new releases that I'm really excited about. So I know I'll get them, I know I'll read them. And some others are just some series that I started in 2023 that I really want to get to finishing this year. So I have some of the books to finish off the series, but some of them I'm missing like one or two for. So yeah, with that said, let's jump into it. I have all my books like written in my Notion. I like just made this up. So I'm gonna try to read from here. So the first two on my TBR, I've already started this year. I started them on the 1st. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been like reading these pretty slowly, but it is Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. So the 6th and 7th books in the Throne of Glass series, so I've been tandem reading these. I have my list printed out right here. I'm not very far, I'm almost done with the second row. I feel like these have been kind of dragging for me and I don't really know why. I'm still enjoying the story, I love the characters. This is one of my all-time favorite series that I've ever read, so I'm like still enjoying it. I just haven't had a lot of time to finish reading them, but I'm really excited to continue and keep it going. And so with that said, I didn't even grab it. Let me grab it really quick. Oops. And so that leads me into Kingdom of Ash, which is also on my TBR, so I can finish out the Throne of Glass series. This is a thick boy. This is a big book. But yeah, these three are the first ones on there. I'm not going to go into detail about these, obviously, because they're at the end of a really big, really crazy series. So I don't want to give anything away, but these are the first three. And then with that, the 4th book that I want to read is Crescent City 3. I read Crescent City last May and June. I read the first one in May and the second one, May and July. I read the first one in May and the second one in July. If you've read the second one, you know it's this crazy wild ending. So I've been waiting for Crescent City 3 since July. I'm so excited to get to it, but my goal is to get through these 3 before I start Crescent City 3, and that comes out on the 30th. I'm filming on January 14th, so we will see how much progress I make. I feel like I'm gonna have to push it back just a little bit. I'm gonna try really hard not to, because I've been anticipating this book so much. The 5th book on my list is Magnolia Park's Into the Dark, which I actually got the ARC for, so I'm thrilled. I've already started this one as well. I think I'm like 30% into it, and it's so good, you guys. Like, it's so good. It's the 5th book in the Magnolia Park series, which if you have not read, I highly recommend. It is such a great series. It's very different from any other romance that I've ever read, and I just really enjoy it, and the characters feel like family to me. Like, I love them all so much. So yeah, this one comes out February 13th, so I'm probably gonna finish this one pretty soon. I feel like I've stopped the tandem a bit just because I've read so much fantasy recently, and I picked up this when I got it, so I read a lot of this. But now I'm kind of going back and forth between the tandem and Magnolia Park, so we'll see when I get these done. Grab my phone back. The next two are Saving and Redeeming 6. These are the 3rd and 4th books in the Boys of Tommen series. I read the first 2 in September. If you haven't read these books, they are very heavy, very emotional, hard to read at some points, and after I read the first 2, also they're really big books. After I read the first 2, I just felt like I needed a break. I needed such a change of pace. I loved those books. I gave them both 5 stars, I'm pretty sure. I really enjoyed them. They just were a lot, and they made my heart feel heavy, so I had to take a break, but I really want to get to these soon. These ones follow Joey and Aoife. Is that how you say her name? Aoife? If I'm butchering that, I apologize, but these follow Joey and Aoife. The first one's followed Johnny and Shannon, Shannon and Joey are brother and sister. So this follows Shannon's brother Joey, and it's about, I think it's the same timeline as the first 2 books, It's just in their points of view. So I'm really excited to get to these. The 5th one comes out, I want to say March, and that one follows Claire and Gibbsy, who Gibbsy is Johnny's best friend and Claire is Shannon's best friend, and I love them. These books have the best side characters ever. Their friendships in it are so great, and Gibbsy was one of my very favorites in the series. So I'm really excited to get to his book. Next is The 7-Year Slip. I have heard nothing but incredible things about this book. This was a lot of people's favorite book that they read in all of 2023, which I don't want to say surprises me, but it just kind of does, being like a little romance book. So there's got to be more to it than that. I'm really excited to read it. So this story follows Clementine after she inherits her aunt's apartment, and when she moves into her kitchen, she finds a man standing in there as if he lives there too. So come to find out that he exists 7 years in the past. So they slip 7 years into the past, and he is the one that's living there at that time before the aunt did. And it's just a little romance about them and finding each other in the present once he's 7 years into the future. When she's living there, she's trying to find him, and it sounds really, really good. I'm very excited about it. Like I said, I've heard nothing but great things, so this is high up on my list to read for this year. Hopefully I even said that good enough for you guys to understand, because I'm having a difficult time. The next two are Killer Instinct and All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She also wrote The Inheritance Games, which I haven't read, but I've heard great things about. So we picked The Naturals, which is the first book in the series for our October book club pick, and I really liked it. It's just a YA little mystery thriller, I guess you could say. It was just entertaining and really fast paced, and I got through it really quickly. Very enjoyable. I think I gave it 4 stars, so I want to finish the series out. I only have these two. There's another one, I think, called Bad Blood to finish the series, but we're putting these two on here for now since those are the two that I have. Okay, next we have a few, I want to say enemies to lovers, romantasy, just fantasy romance vibes that I honestly couldn't really explain to you what they're about, just because I haven't fully read the backs of them yet and like tried to understand and everything, and I feel like I have to be like a good portion of the way through a fantasy book to actually get the full grasp of what the book is actually about. So the 4 that I really want to read are Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. Defy the Night, I think, is a trilogy. This one is by Bridget Kemmerer. There's Defy the Night, Defend the Dawn, and then I believe the 3rd one comes out this month sometime. For both of these, I actually only have the first book. I want to read the first book and then like reward myself by going to buy the second one. So there's The Prison Healer and then 2 other books after that. And then The Dance of Thieves. This is a duology, and the next one is called Vow of Thieves. And well, for one, like look how stunning the cover is. It's just so pretty. And then the Vow of Thieves is red, and it looks just like this, and they're just so pretty. But those are the 4 romantasies that I hope to get to this year. After that, this is another book that I've been seeing everywhere that people have been going crazy about. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Sorry, I can't say this. So this story follows Wynne McNulty, who has always been wildly independent, but she has a limb difference, and she's not the type of person who wants help with everything. She wants to prove that she can do things on her own and be independent and figure things out by herself. But this is until she has a one-night stand with Beau, who is just a stranger. So after that night changes everything, and Wynne doesn't know if she can do things on her own anymore. So Beau steps up to the plate, and they start to try to do things as friends. One thing leads to another, and life doesn't always go according to plan. So really excited to read this. I've heard great things. I've heard it's very emotional. I love a good little deeper romance novel. Something less surface level and just has a deeper meaning. So I'm really, really excited to get to this one. This series has been on my TBR for so long. The Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I don't even honestly know what the series is called. I'm confused by the different names. I am just really glad that they have a whole list on the inside. It tells you how to read it in there. I was so glad that I saw that because I would not know otherwise. This book follows Lily and Lauren, and they're both battling addictions of their own. They decide to pretend to date to hide their addictions from their families. I, just like with all these other books, heard great things. This is a lot of people's very favorite romance novels, romance series, so excited to get this. There's a lot of books in the series. I think that's a big reason why I've put it off for so long. There's 9 books in this series, but they just put this on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm going to start reading it on that when I'm ready to pick this up. But really, really excited. A couple more books that have been on my TBR for a long time, The Friend Zone and the Happy Ever After playlist. I want to say that there is another, I think there's a 3rd book that is for after this. These are interconnected standalones, I believe, but I love Abby Jimenez. I read her other interconnected standalone series, which was A Part of Your World and Yours Truly, and Yours Truly is one of my favorite books of all time. I really love her writing. It's so fast-paced, so just entertaining and fun to read, and her stories always have that deeper meaning that I look for when I'm reading a romance novel. Just means more to me. It's more like I just feel more connected to the characters, and so I'm very, very excited to get to these two as well. How many times can I say that? Lastly, for my physical TBR, I have the Ravenhood trilogy. I only have the first 2 books right now. I think this is the 2nd book. I don't know if this is the 3rd or the 2nd, but honestly, I have heard from so many people, like, don't even read the back. I did read the back, but I forgot what it was about. Don't even read the back because it's just gonna confuse you. So just go into it and read it, and they're great. So they're not too long, so I feel like I'm gonna be picking these up pretty soon just because I'm so curious. I've just seen these everywhere and I don't know what they're about, so I'm like dying to know what they're about. So the covers are really fun too. I like how they look together. So that's it for my physical TBR, and then the ones that I don't have. So the 2 that I don't have that are coming out this year are Funny Story by Emily Henry. Emily Henry is my favorite romance author, probably. I mean, not including Jessa Hastings, because I feel like her books fall under more than just romance. But Emily Henry, it has my whole heart. All of her books are my favorites. I love her writing so much. Her stories all have like more plot to them than just the romance, but the romance is also so great. She has the best banter ever. I just love her writing. I love her books, so I'm dying for Funny Story. And then the next one is just for the summer. That one is also by Abby Jimenez, and like I said, I just love her writing. So fast-paced, so fun. Her stories are great. Really looking forward to those. I think Funny Story comes out in April. I could be totally wrong. And then Just for the Summer comes out, I think, in the summertime. So, but yeah, that is it. That's my 24 books for 2024. I have so many books to get to. I hope I get to them all. This is not to say that I will be reading all of these books this year. I don't want to hold myself to that. It's just going to be, I'm going to try. The goal is to get through them all, but we will see how it goes. If you watched this whole video, thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.